Thank you for joining us on The Bridge 99 FM. I'm Ronald Thwaites, and with me is the Honourable Pernell Charles, and this is The Public Eye. The Bridge is an interesting development in Jamaican radio. I believe today is World Radio Day, Mr. Charles.
Yes.
Yes, and therefore we celebrate this remarkable technological invention. We take it for granted now. 2 generations ago, we couldn't. But still, radio, which many say is superseded by all kind of other media, still radiates the voices of concern, of information, of good humor, and of firm purpose. And so we're privileged to be on the Bridge 99 FM, especially since the reach of this radio station is to the diaspora. Those Jamaicans living abroad, those who have been captivated by the smell, the sights, the warmth, the texture of this great nation. Maybe they've seen the Bob Marley movie, One Love. Maybe they've been on a vacation here. Maybe they have a relative or a friend who traces their origin back here. There are millions in those categories. So we reach out to them. This is a program where we supersede all of the differences that we ascribe to ourselves. And the two of us, Charles and Thwaites, talk about the affairs of the nation. Bring to your attention ideas, realities, challenges that speak of the value and the honor of the Jamaican people. So stay with us on the Bridge 99 FM for The Public Eye. Later on in the program, Vincent Morrison, veteran trade unionist, joins us. I wanted this as a follow-up because, along with trade unionist Charles, we have a concern about the plight of our security guards. There have been court decisions and there have been promises of change. Are they being realized? A year, 2 years later, is the situation much the same or has it improved? So that's the first feature later on this afternoon, perhaps at about 12:30. And then, after 1, our friend Ambassador Curtis Ward, the former Deputy Representative of Jamaica at the United Nations, joins us for an uptake on foreign policy issues. I grieve what is taking place in Gaza and all the ramifications and all of the reverberations in the United Nations. Another resolution vetoed yesterday by the United States. Something else being put forward as a substitute. What is Jamaica's position? Are we just excusing ourselves, or are there things we should do? And what about Haiti, where we say we are concerned, but yet show every lack of concern? What about Venezuela and the other countries in the Caribbean? Are we pulling together, or are we pulling apart? Ambassador Ward, after 1 o'clock this afternoon. We welcome your participation. The WhatsApp number is 876-551-5782 and the studio line is 876-676-4996. Remember too that there's an election campaign underway in Jamaica now. We go to the polls for the local government elections next Monday, the 26th of February. Welcome to the Public Eye. Mr. Charles?
Yes, sir.
You're not running in this election. I hope it doesn't feel strange.
Well, it doesn't feel as strange as it feels that makes me concerned.
Tell me the concern.
Well, the campaign is not one that's going to unite this country.
That's for sure.
The campaign is creating more and more a divided nation. And along with that division comes hate.
Yes.
Because one side is cursing the other one how wicked they are, and the other side is cursing at how wicked they were. And where are we going to end up?
And what's the point? At the end of the day, if whichever side takes local government, or particular municipal councils, is there going to be a great difference in the garbage collection, in the street lights, in the patching of roads?
Well, you might have seen that they called me to ask me something about local government.
Indeed. You're a veteran. You were Minister of Local Government.
Well, I tell you something. Maybe there need to be some serious changes in local government.
Yeah.
the relationship between the MP
Yeah.
and the councillor,
Uh-huh.
the budgetary relationship, the working relationship. I mean, in a constituency where I was, they said that road belonged to the councillor.
Yeah.
That road belonged to the MP.
Yeah.
Yet the councillor don't have any money to fix that road. And what money the MP has can't fix both roads.
Yes.
I mean, same thing for, do we expect that a councillor can put rural electrification,
No.
rural water,
No.
what's the next one? Rural roads?
Yeah.
Those are three things.
He can't even pick up the garbage. He has to phone. He has to phone the solid waste agency, wherever it is, and beg them, just as any citizen would, or which the MP can do, would have to do too. The system is all mixed up, sir. You're right.
Well, it's so mixed up that the councillor will tell the MP that you are trespassing on my job.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you are to get money from your budget to give me to do my job.
Yeah.
So you know what I did?
Yeah.
Anytime, I told my constituency, there's no road that belongs to a councillor. It belongs to the people.
Yes.
And my responsibility is
Agreed.
for that road. So if money comes, I meet with the councillor and say, listen, we're going to put some money on that road. And both of us are going to go on it and see what can be done. Because you don't have any money, and you expect me to give you money from what I get, and what I get can't fix one road.
So, but
For
then,
example, I got a $20 million one time.
Man, you're lucky.
And the road that is supposed to go on was a $30 million
Dollar
to
bill.
fix it.
Oh dear. Yeah.
And you can't put it there
Uh-huh.
because all the other roads need 5 million, 5 million,
Sure.
5 million. So you actually waste your money.
So why do we have this economy of scarcity and then divide up ourselves fighting for fragments of it? It does not make sense. And we in this election, with whatever else is good or bad, we are not confronting the deficiencies in the local government system.
No, because this election has been announced by leaders in the political party that it's a referendum on integrity, referendum on who will win the general, a referendum on... So there's no consideration of the working relationship between the MP and the councillor in a constituency and how much money can be given to all two to do what can be done in a united way. You work together.
You were part of the 2007 JLP administration. And I was in Parliament in opposition at the time, and I admired and agreed with Prime Minister Golding at the time, because he did not appoint a minister of local government. It was, I don't want to say downgraded, it was transitioned into a department which gave, or the intention of which, my understanding at the time, was that to give the municipal authorities, the parish councils as they were then called, more autonomy and not have to go to a ministry every time they needed a money to fix one of the roads that you speak of, one of them roads.
Yes.
Now, I believe in the principle, the philosophical principle, the political principle of subsidiarity. That is, no higher authority must do what a lower authority, closer to the people, can in fact achieve. And I believe we are selling our local government representatives, our councillors, short, and we are frustrating people's expectations of them. They simply are bound to fail in the eyes of the people.
Well, that's what let's take a constituency where I was again.
Right.
What are the three problems in a constituency? One, lack of water,
Water.
lack of good roads,
Yes.
lack of transportation,
Yeah.
lack of just working in the community where picking a go to school,
Yeah.
old people have no food,
Yeah.
and there is some social work that can be done by the politicians
Sure.
if you're organized to do it.
But if you have some resources.
But you can't do it if you don't have resources.
No.
And so therefore, I once said to a council, look, I am the MP or the deputy.
Okay.
So when you go to a place, don't tell me you're a councillor for only here. You can't do it over there.
No. I agree with you.
But I am MP for the whole constituency. Yeah. So all of us have to work
together. But then that becomes very difficult if the party affiliations are different.
But not only that, it becomes difficult if in your area you consume.
Yes, yes, you're correct.
Just the good road part.
Yes.
And I am in the hills.
Everybody else, yes,
so
has need.
But let me tell you one other problem I had. Most people live further away from the resource base.
Yes.
So you have some people live way up in the hills. Mm-hmm. How do you get electricity up there?
Boy.
You have to run half mile of wire before you find anybody.
Yeah.
How do you get water up there?
Well,
You'd have to run half mile of water lines before you get
pump.
water. And you don't have water for down the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay, so we're looking at a general insufficiency of basic resources, and then let's pause, because despite the fact that many people live in the hinterlands, rural electricity has been one of the successes of our country.
Yes,
I really think we need to do that, to acknowledge that.
Yes.
Jamaica, for all of its problems, and we have many of them, and we talk about them, it has done some very important things. Electrifying the country is very important. The water issue is not by any means solved, but we have made some strides.
Yes.
The question of digitizing the country, giving people access to the internet.
Yes,
and
that is being worked on and seem to be getting much better.
Again, I think we've let the telecommunications companies off the hook,
yes.
But and let them breach the promises that they made when they sought licenses. But it is something on the way. So these are important things for us to acknowledge. No, but the precise mandate for and areas of responsibility for, autonomy of the parish council, the municipal authorities is not determined.
Well, let us go back to...
But we're going to elect people.
Let's go back to when I was a boy in the hills. Mm-hmm. A man used to come from Brownstone, from the parish council, to give out road.
Really?
And he goes through all the districts and give out road for weeding and breaking stone and fix.
Length man.
Well, and put out length man. Yeah. But instead of a councillor who was doing that, it was coordinated in the office of the public works or the parish council and sent out. Now, the big problem is if you have a PNP councillor over here and a JLP MP and a JLP councillor over here, and who is going to go to first? If he goes to the PNP first, you have a problem.
Yeah.
No, my formula was I don't have PNP road and JLP road.
Yeah.
Follow me?
Yeah, people's roads.
So when the road come, I said, all of us, gentlemen, which is the worst road we have? Everybody have the worst road, but we only have one money. So we have to, not taking no vote, we have to decide, say, listen. Then you hear, say, well, but boss, how you going to manage? A pure PNP up there, so? A pure PNP vote up there.
Yeah.
So I have my formula because I want all the votes, so I put the road here.
Wow. Well, no, that's interesting history.
Do you understand that one?
I do.
Okay.
But that's important. So let us summarize this then, because Jamaicans are going into this local government election. The polls so far tell us that perhaps half of the population don't business with it at all.
No, not half. More than half.
Well, there you are.
Because if you get 30% vote in this local government election, it is because of the
projection for the bigger one.
For the bigger one.
Okay, which I think is going to happen.
Yes.
Yes. But what are we doing? We're going through that exercise and setting up a system, or rather refueling a system, which the good effects of which we haven't cleared up. We don't know. I ask the question: how do you realistically vote when that which you expect of a local authority for community services is the responsibility isn't defined, nor are the resources assured to give effect to whatever is determined.
Well, it's not hard to examine. You know.
It don't make sense.
What happened is that people who are going to vote are not voting for roads, water, and this. They're voting for a party.
Well, you see, but
They're either Liberator or PNP.
yeah, but the truth is, as far as those services are concerned, which is what they really need, apart from their love or hatred of a broad political tendency, I am not certain that the parish council, the municipal authority, is in a position to deliver. What I know the municipal authority is in a position to deliver, and it's coming out in people's attitudes, as polled by Don Anderson, is that the municipal authority can get in the way.
Yeah, but hold on now.
Can obstruct.
Look at it this way. If you get back to base, you have a MP who is elected, and then you have a parish councillor who is elected, who don't have enough money either side to tackle some of the problems. But let us say you have some money to tackle some of the problems. The people who are going to vote or don't vote say, boy, what am I voting for?
Yes.
I still don't have no water.
Yeah.
My road's still bad.
That's the point.
The garbage is still smelling
yeah.
at night that I can't sleep.
Absolutely.
Right? And you wonder whether or not, when the money is given out, if it is properly done,
Yeah.
because you have a problem there.
Uh-huh.
If it's a JLP constituency, you can't give a PNP man the contract.
Yeah.
If it's a PNP constituency, you can't give a JLP man the contract.
Right. So why have we backed ourselves into this situation where ineffectiveness, frustration, disappointment are inevitable, and we are sufficiently mature and retired out of the system now to say to our people, to say to the government, to say to all people, first of all, this thing isn't really set up in a way that it's going to be effective and meet your needs. Two, this is beyond the political squabble, because we are spending millions, maybe billions of dollars to persuade people to vote this way, that we are making such promises, or we are denouncing so volubly, and at the end of the day, we are wasting all of this energy because, frankly, we don't know clearly what we are after, and it probably won't make any difference.
Yeah, but Penny,
why do that?
No, hold on. We have adopted or we have accepted an agenda called a political system in which we are going to work.
Yeah, but no.
It's not only here, it's all over the place.
No, but that doesn't comfort me. We can do better. We can do better.
No, I mean, we should do better.
Should do better.
But I am not sure we can do better if the challenge that is before us is the master. You want it, and I want to hold it. You want to take it, and I want to hold it.
We're back into that.
Yes, but that is the beginning and the end of it.
That to me is an exercise in futility. We must have more intelligence than that. I listened to a clip on social media. I'm sure you may have seen it. A most embarrassing clip where a minister of government, using the foulest language at some political meeting. I really hope that he was drunk.
Where is that?
In Old Harbour or thereabouts. I won't call a name. It's pretty obvious who he is. Yes?
This
last few days.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But and then I say to myself, apart from this minister being a lout, there's no doubt about it. You know. Apart from that, it is in terms of any good or benefit for the people, it's nil, nothing. No, why don't we? So what we are saying is, look here, stop. I want to. I'm calling even in the last few days. I want two debates. One that says, what is the purpose of local government going forward in Jamaica?
Well, you're not alone on that. And you called a name earlier who had questioned when he was leader and I was there as to whether or not there was need to prevent it from moving, whether or not what we're spending to have it, we could not have been doing much better with that money for the people.
Yeah. If look at the embarrassment. If you drive on Spanish Town Road now and look at Maypen Cemetery, it is an embarrassment. If you go to Coronation Market now, as you do, yes, and you see the amount of garbage pile up, yes, it is an embarrassment. If you go in certain other areas or in that same curtilage and look for street lights, they are not there. Now, really and truly, what are we getting hot up over this election for and dividing the country, as you began by saying correctly? What are we doing it for when at that, in the very center of the city of Kingston, and I'm obliged to say it, within the constituency of the Minister of Local Government? No, man. I'm sure he would want it otherwise. I'm very sure.
Every MP would like to have his constituency fixed so well that the people are so happy with him that the next time around,
but we're not do it.
He will not.
But everybody's in a situation where
it's not only wishes.
No.
It carries a price.
Yes, indeed.
And the price comes from budget.
Yes,
and budget comes from taxation.
And the budget but remember, we're doing so well in that regard that we can even talk about remitting taxation on income tax.
One day when we get our economist on the line, we have to ask him to tell me, what has this government been doing that they don't collect tax for 5 years, but collect more money?
Well,
have more money that other government, including themselves, in the past did not do.
Well, I think there's some beginning answers that we can make, but the fact of the matter is that we cannot. Basic services in the country, we can no longer complain that we don't have enough money to do them. We never could, in my view. We never had a justifiable reason.
I don't think you will ever be able to do that throughout the country. And it was Billy McLaren, I think I heard, made a presentation. You remember Billy McLaren?
I remember him.
And he was actually crying that we had no control over where people go to live. But a man just go and live.
No, but we
allow that. And then you want light to come.
No, we allow that.
You want water to come.
No, but you see,
and you want a road to go up there.
Right. I believe.
How do you stop that?
I'm telling you quite frankly what we should do. Neither of the political parties have ever accepted this thought. My view is that certainly wherever there are townships or that are growing, you have to, as the same priority as you do to have a road run through it, you must designate an area of land, and you must do basic services like divide it up into plots, scribe a road, no paving yet, bring utilities to the edge of it, sir. Yes?
And let them take it from there.
And you take it from there. If you want a place to live, here are the terms. And it must be made very, very accessible. And if you go elsewhere, yes, you're on your own.
Yeah, but when you have just answered the last part of the question. Once they are free to go elsewhere, something is in man, in me, in you, that I want own my own land. Yeah. And me can find a land
I'm intending
so many miles from here. And I go there and build. And after 4 elections, we start to go and ask him why and vote. He say, yes, man, if you bring light and water, come.
Yeah. Okay, I understand that. And I'm not saying this is a way that my suggestion would prevent the problem from proliferating further. But there is no doubt that we have unplanned settlements, which are going to cause a problem for a long time.
It has been causing.
Yes, indeed, you're correct. But then are we even discussing that, Mr. Charles? That is, I don't hear that the kind of even the outlining of the problem which you and I are doing on a short radio program. Is we don't hear that argument or that discussion in Parliament at all. We don't hear it at the municipal councils where it's happening, where they have some superintendents, and but yet we are spending our money driving up the people to believe that there is some gold in voting for green or for orange, and there is none. There is none.
Well, let us look at voting pattern.
Mm-hmm.
We have had two major problems in the past that I can look back and see voting up 70 and 80%
Mm-hmm.
after a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think it was 1980. And then 1970 something. Right? Hurricane, storm, trouble, this, more people come out to vote. When things are nice, them that, why am I going to market, you know? Why am I not interested? So answer that for me.
Well, I believe that we deserve that almost, because we do not consistently educate our people about their political responsibilities. Yes, I fought to get that in the schools, and many of the teachers would say to you, that we're no business with that. We're looking to see what pass a child can get, or that is for you to do, you meaning the politicians. Our media, yes, instead of educating us in civics and in civic responsibilities, what they do is go deeper into the division argument and make it and set our teeth further on edge.
Separation.
Hello, life is short, you know, Mr. Charles. It's only people like you live long. I mean, when
life is short.
What you gonna do?
Life is short, but we are not using the period that we have in a position that we can, others who are coming behind us can have a better life.
This is it. And therefore, let's just follow this through for the last moment before we break. Because what we end up having is people saying, people of if I say quality, I don't mean it in any classist or racist sense, but people who have the best intentions and the best abilities. They look at the local government scene and they say, what, me? You want me to run for that? They won't.
Not only that, you want me to waste my time, go vote for that?
Well,
so therefore, you have less than 30%.
But then...
And the people who vote are the little people way up in the hills, in the rural area.
So let me ask now, where are our friends?
As somebody said, at the top of Nara is not coming.
Well, where are our friends, Mr. Holness and Mr. Golding, addressing this? We are addressing it, and we're saying the emperor of local government has on no clothes because they cannot do, yes? The system will not allow them, and their own mindset, which is born out of this divisiveness, simply cannot take them where they want to go, where the people want to go, where everybody would want to go. A nice, clean, modest, progressive division. But we are going to the polls next week with that in mind. To do what? I will vote.
We are going to the poll next week. The major thing is who is going to win the most seats.
Yeah.
And if you win the most seats and the more parish, who is going to be going to Jamaica House next?
So well, okay. If that is what motivates you, go on. I will play my part for a different reason. After break.
I think that the Prime Minister agrees. I wouldn't like to say with me, but I agree with him that we need to take another look at local government.
Well, I've never said that before.
Who is in it, and how the people who dedicate their lives to be in it, what's in it for the rest of people.
I don't have any trust that his resolve will go beyond the election campaign. I'm sorry. There's every indication that it won't. But never mind. Let's take a break. We're not pessimists on this program. We simply want to see things run right. Vin Morrison of the UK Trade Union on the security guards issue in Jamaica follows. This is a Bridge 99 FM to the world, and this is the Public Eye with the Honourable Pernell Charles and myself, and we welcome Vincent Morrison of UCASE.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Vin.
Mark Ron, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
And my friend, who I haven't seen personally for too long. Since last year, I haven't seen him.
Well, don't let me tell anybody that we were friends for a long time.
You're part of the trade union fraternity, and that
Yes.
that never breaks up.
That can't break up, but my friend, in those regards, friends like me, because I don't know why. But
if you
we're
see,
not going to spoil that friendship,
no, it can't be. And if you watch him beaming as here, you would be you wouldn't be surprised. Vincent
One
Morrison.
of the most precious pieces of friendship among a laborites and a convert in this country.
Tell you that. That's very good to hear. That's
Yes.
very good to hear.
Pernell,
Yes,
good to
man.
hear you, man. Good
Said
to
it.
hear you.
He says it's good to hear you.
Yes. Well, it's good. Not only good to hear you, it's good to see that you are continuing on a road that both of us started years ago.
That is true.
Vin,
That is true.
I'm very anxious to get for our listeners an understanding of where the cause of the security guards, the security in private security industry is now. You spoke to us last August or a little after, and we understood that many of the security guards, several thousand of them, had been offered short-term contracts as a way to avoid the decision of the Supreme Court that they were to be considered employees and given the appropriate benefits. What, if anything, has changed?
Well, after the court ruling, yes, you're correct. What happened was that the company gave the workers a contract to sign, and the long and short of that contract is that that contract would have extinguished all their rights and benefits over the years.
Yeah.
You had guys who were working with the several companies, and in particular Marksman Guardsman, for 43 years. Now, a group of them came to us. We formed a task force, and we have gotten the assistance of Counsel Leonard Green.
Good man.
We tried to get to the company to talk to them. They didn't accommodate us. We did ask the Ministry of Labor to assist. We didn't get the support there. We had a meeting with
Really?
Pernell Charles Jr.
Yeah.
That was in July last year, I think it was.
Yeah.
He was supposed to have gotten back to us. We are yet to hear from him on that matter. Notwithstanding, we proceed to the court, seeking a declaration as regards the contract. Because what happened, Ronnie, was that approximately 300 other guards or more who did not sign the contract because they felt that the new contract was unfair to them. That, you had guards who had problems with injuries on the job. I saw a man who was shot about 5 times.
Wow.
Gunshot. There are others who had motor vehicle accidents.
And the signing of the contract would have meant that they were giving up their rights to any compensation in those circumstances.
The contract was specific. It said it would extinguish
Yeah.
all complaints.
So I don't know why. Well, let me put it positively. Do respected trade unionists of the ilk of Pernell Charles Sr. and Vincent Morrison and others, why don't you label what that is? Union busting, contrary to the Constitution's right of association that everybody has. Yes, you can't sign out of your constitutional rights. This is not 1938 Vincent Morrison Pernell Charles. This is 2024. What the hell is going on?
No, hold on.
Remember,
Let me just tell him, 1938,
Yeah,
they tried to do it.
yeah,
And that is why Bustamante
yeah.
and all of the
before.
others
Yeah.
led the crew and got a lot of what we have today.
Yeah. So, but
So-
are we better off or worse
Yes,
off?
Ronnie. We are better than we were,
Better
but
off.
not good enough for today.
Better off when a security personnel who has worked on a contrived, now considered illegal, now adjudged illegal contract over several years is being asked as a condition of them continuing their employment. They are being told, listen, you have to say that everything in the past, despite what the law now says, adjudged by the Supreme Court of Jamaica, you have to give up all of that, and we'll give you a temporary appointment. Again, in breach of the very declaration and conclusion of Mr. Justice Batts. That is not union busting. That is not
And
putting us
300
behind 1938.
300 of those workers, because they refused to sign,
Yeah,
to turn up for duty.
yeah.
They were not given any duties. And in fact, I have a group recently that the company wrote to them saying that they abandoned their job.
Yeah.
Well, but
So
Vincent, tell me something. Justice Batts' presentation, judgment,
Uh-huh.
could it be retroactive? Could it
No,
cover?
there's no question about
Is it from
retroactivity in that permit.
beginning to the?
What
No.
the judgment says is that the guards were not independent contractors.
Contractors.
They were employees.
Yeah.
Now, Justice Batts don't make the law, you know. All Justice Batts was doing was interpreting the law.
Yeah.
Huh?
But I'm not talking
and
about
the law came out of the LRIDA amendment.
Labor
which
Relations
defines the work.
Industrial Disputes Act, which defines
Yeah,
it.
it
So
defines the work.
so that settles what is the position. In terms,
Yeah.
what my concern about is the terms of the contract which the security guards have had to sign.
No,
Yes?
my concern, Ronnie, is what happened from the beginning of a security guard to Justice Batts' announcement.
Okay, sir. I do
How
not.
does that come in that you
there-
can say to them, look
no,
here?
No, that isn't the case. That is yet to be decided. Whether it is retroactive and to what extent is to be decided. That is not
That is important.
Yeah, but hold on. But the fact that is not yet decided in law cannot justify my, in advance of that, my being required as a condition of employment to say, come hell or high water, I am giving up any possibility, any right, whatever, for that which has gone before. You cannot ask me to do that.
Housing trust monies that were deducted from the workers
Yeah.
that were not sent over.
Yeah.
NIS money
I must
that
just,
was deducted
I
that
must
were
just,
not sent
I must
over.
just wipe that out.
Yeah.
No, Renee, say that again. Money that was collected for housing trust goes to the housing trust.
No, should.
The money that was collected for NS
But there
goes to
are
the ministry.
examples-
Should.
No.
There are examples that
What-
monies were not paid over.
What is it
Huh?
that? Go ahead. What is it that they would lose or they have lost?
Yes.
Because
If they have
those
signed the
institutions
contract,
have
Bernard.
collected.
If they have signed the contract which says that it extinguishes everything outstanding, that contract could have gone to court to say, but you signed the contract to say, look, you start fresh from today.
Tell me, did
Bernard, you and I know that when a worker works for 40 odd years, if you don't have a pension scheme and you're going to terminate that worker, there are certain things that have dealt with outstanding vacation leave. That's the law. Notice on redundancy payment also comes in.
well,
Short payment. And you could name a number of issues.
I want to
Not if the workers that sign that document, then, they would have been giving up all of that to the company.
but tens of
We
thousands
don't
of them,
guarantee that they had continuous employment.
thousands of them have been forced by circumstances to do exactly that, Vincent Morrison.
That is true.
And the truth is, therefore, that the people of Jamaica and the government of Jamaica yes, and the political class of Jamaica have let down these workers.
That is absolutely correct.
There's no other way to see it.
Parliament, this is an issue that I think should have been debated fully in the Parliament. This is the security guard issue. Should have been on the order paper.
I raised it on the order paper years ago.
We could not on the order paper because running to it is not there.
Well, no, it shouldn't be that.
With all the resolutions.
Well, hear me now. I raised it, and that this was before the judgment of the court in the Marksman Housing Trust case, huh? Which is fine. I'm not saying that. Well, we know it's now gone much further than a discussion. This is a simple matter of equity and justice. How can you speak about equality before the law? How can you speak of fairness? What is the purpose of the social contract between the citizen and his government? If you can allow that kind of contract to simply extinguish all the rights that a person may have accrued, where else in what industry could this have taken place?
Before you answer that, tell me something. Let me understand clearly. I work for a security company for 20 years. This announcement from the courts brings some changes.
Says I'm not a contractor. I'm a worker. If I under the following conditions, if I've observed those.
Right.
Yeah.
But before that announcement, I had accumulated certain things for housing trust, pension, and so forth.
No.
No, there's no pension scheme in the industry.
None of that was done?
No.
But there are cases, Bernard, that deductions were made from their salaries and it wasn't turned over. You know, a lot of that has happened to workers, not only in the security guard industry. But Fernand, let me say something here. I don't want to call it breaking news. But when you was minister, the Ministry of Labour under your leadership had informed the security guard companies that the workers are not independent contractors. They were employed, bona fide employees. That's under your leadership of the ministry.
Really? No.
Yeah, that was done.
Really? I commend this minister for that.
So we didn't have to wait on Justice Bass to come and tell us that.
It was so obvious.
Because from the definition of the worker, the Parliament, I don't recall Parliament men in the define a worker.
Sure.
Where you are controlled, where you are supervised, where you are disciplined.
Yes.
Where you're not a shareholder in the business.
All of the things. Yeah.
So, all of the things.
So
Parliament under Purnell leadership and under Purnell 10 years minister.
Yeah.
Sanctioned the workers. Workers were going to court to the judge at that time made it clear that the workers were workers and they were entitled to vacation leave, etc.
Yeah.
More than that, my friend Carl Samuda was given the right instructions by the technocrats of the ministry. That was sent to the company.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was drawn. I can't say it was taken back. I can't say that. I have no evidence.
Yeah.
But the technocrats, if you talk to the technocrats of the ministry, if you talk to industrial relations specialists across Jamaica, they will tell you that that's a clear case.
So tell me now. So in this, we're going towards elections next week. Heightened political sensitivities across Jamaica, and a major grouping of workers, the security industry, having secured a judgment of the court in their favor, are now able to work only by resiling from the very terms of the judgment that they could benefit from. And you want to tell me that this is a law-abiding society? You want to tell me that we are intent upon reducing inequities and improving opportunity in Jamaica? We're a set of damn liars.
Before you tell us what we are, let me tell you what I would have done if I was there.
Yes, sir. You did it already.
I would have accepted what Mr. Bassett said.
Sure.
And we start here.
Uh-huh.
Now, I will go back to court
Yeah.
for what I have done and come up to here.
Yeah. Sure, get some determination there.
Hold on. First, you go to the IDT with a case that I'm owed X amount of money. If I'm fortunate and the IDT say yes, that's it. But if the IDT say no, I can go to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So
and that is why, Colonel, we are in the court. The court met in December. The documents were served on the company. The company came and said and didn't get it. The judge gave them the court documents, and said, look, they want a response by next month. And the court has said they trust from me to hear for the court to hear the matter.
What did you say in May?
But all this could never happen to a group of security guard workers, because let me tell you something. If Leonard Green didn't step forward and volunteer his service,
yeah,
we wouldn't be in the court, because the workers can't pay for it. Security guards, they just be able to find money to be about fair.
Well, hear me now. So we commend that, but I also have some pinches for the trade union movement, because while you seem I commend you for the action and the voluntary services that Lenny Green has offered you, the trade union movement ought to see that this is essential to their own integrity and their own functioning. What the hell are they good for if they can't defend a situation as clear as this one?
Yeah, because the trade union movement only defend their members.
But
don't hold on. They don't defend a broad group.
Don't take me out of the thing, because I'm here defending the work.
No, you are there, and you are, but you are unusual. I
am doing this not for myself, but for.
No, you're doing it for the principle.
The trade union movement.
Of course. No,
yes.
But and so. And
I'm
then,
not going to let down my friend Colonel.
No,
I'm not going to let him down.
No, it's not you wouldn't do that.
No. The point I'm making is that you have to go to court on behalf of a group of people who accept to become members.
It should never be.
Ronnie.
Look, I'm understanding.
Vin and myself.
Yeah.
Spend thousands and thousands of dollars to bring these people together, just to sign to say they are members so we can proceed.
I know that, and you didn't.
They don't.
Well,
they didn't.
Because if they had ever done so, that would have been the last day they worked with that company.
No, it would be the day they gave us the weapon to fight.
They would have, but while you fought, they would have been hungry. And I'm not justifying this.
Yes,
but what I'm saying is, it should never reach this with Morrison. The government of the country, yes, ought to act in favor of justice for the working class, and it is perfectly possible for them to go to the security companies and say, come now, there has been a judgment of the court. Maybe you can't afford to pay all the back vacation leave and et cetera, but certainly money that has been paid over for statutory, deducted for statutory obligations must be credited, and let us negotiate some kind of compromise on that. But going forward, we have to follow the law. The law is not, the judgment of the court has not been appealed. Yes?
You know what, Ronnie?
Has that happened?
Ronnie, the government is the largest
employer, of course,
of security.
So we get on the campaign platform and say, oh my goodness, see, we have given the biggest salary increase to the public service when you have an essential, numerically a larger group of people who are engaged just like a permanent secretary or anybody else in the ministry or department or agency of government, who is being ground to the earth with this, and you want me to vote for you? You're crazy.
Yes, but you
have I stated anything wrong? I'm willing to confess.
Yeah, you have stated something wrong.
Okay, tell me now.
The workers have to have some responsibility to themselves.
Hey.
Hold on. They have to have some. Vin will tell you.
So
one minute. Vin will tell you.
Of their own misfortune.
When I was minister, the IDT was for people who can get their own lawyer to take them there. Mm-hmm. They didn't have to come to the Ministry of Labour.
Yes.
We made it possible, and Vin was in there.
Yeah.
We made it possible that you didn't need to carry a lawyer.
Right.
You didn't need to. You have to come to us, and
To
if
your,
we can,
credit,
we go
sir.
straight in.
But none of that makes it, vitiates any of my point. It is wrong for us to, and the reason why we're having this interview again with Vin Morrison several months later, it is wrong for us to systematically jeopardize and victimize any group of workers, any group of persons, and that is what is happening now. Yes, I know security guards who have come to me and said, "Listen, I signed the contract because my Pitney school fees had to pay, or I had to carry home food, and the only way I could do it is to sign the contract and keep working and hope that somebody else will have mercy on us." What the hell is this?
Well, this is hell from the beginning.
No, but
Well, my
Hell
point,
from
Ronnie,
the beginning.
my point, Ronnie, is that we let government to look after
this one could
not
settle,
only
you know,
our
Vin.
economic, but our social well-being.
This one could settle, but you know, it could settle. I can't say easily, but I'm certain it could settle. A fair compromise between the workers' accumulated rights and the company's capacity to meet them, yes, is highly possible. Going forward, it will mean not these short-term contracts that offer no benefits, but will offer a reasonable increase in the cost of private security. Maybe some people won't have their jobs because of general retrenchment or inability to pay. That will remain to be seen. But at least the flagrant systemic injustice, the flouting of the law, will no longer happen. And surely that must give us dignity. Surely that must separate 2024 from the bloody time of slavery and pre-trade union life in Jamaica. What you say?
Vin, let me help. Let me hold running.
Me I go quiet.
Let me hold running here so don't get off. But let me ask you, Vin. You have made a presentation on behalf of members of your union. Am I correct?
Yes.
What happens to the others who are not members, who must be the majority? Who speaks for them?
You're doing a class action.
There ought to be laws in the country that protects everybody.
Yes, and there are class actions possible.
You will recall that one time only unionized workers could take a matter to the tribunal.
Yes.
That was strange, where from one, you're a worker and you have a complaint. Within 1 year of that complaint, you can get a lawyer, you can get a trade unionist to assist you. You can take it to the labor ministry.
Oh, that sounds good, Vin. Who did that?
You did.
Well, you know, you were wrong that time.
Yes. No, but it is to your credit, so why not make it work?
I am giving you.
I did it
your
because
due.
I did it because I had the support of the leadership. In fact, our friend Brown from the other union.
Lambert Brown.
Yeah.
So what do you all know?
What I'm saying is that these guys are still out there. Why can't they pick up this piece that Vin alone carrying?
Well, that is a big question. But the supreme authority in this country is the Parliament and the government that is chosen from the Parliament, and they should do much more. It is a reproach to them to. I'm sorry, everybody, all of us in our time, that we should have allowed this embedded oppression to stay.
A gentleman just came to my office about an hour ago, Ronnie, to say that one of his security guard colleagues was worked with one of the companies for years, part-time, and they can't bear him.
No.
Eh? I had $15,000 in my pocket, and I gave him 10. And me look at Mr. Face and say, God bless you, Mr. Martin.
Yeah.
It will help.
It will help.
Huh?
Yeah.
This should never be happening.
Never happening. Never.
A worker in Jamaica at this time. There must be some sort of protection for the workers. How can a worker be working the law, the parliament? My civics class years ago told me that the parliament is the highest authority in the land. Huh? Pass laws for maternity leave for females. And security guards are allowed to contract out of that. Tell the workers they're not getting maternity
Not
leave.
allowed, forced by circumstance
Yeah.
and by
But here's the
inactivity
leave.
and by raw prejudice against them.
Sick leave. While the companies make millions
Yeah. And get
invested in our whole part of areas. Huh?
yeah. No,
And
wrong.
the worker
Vin
who
Morrison,
builds the company.
time has caught up on us. What did Samora Michelle say? Aluta continue. Keep it going. I hope that the court matter comes up very soon.
I will keep you informed, Ryan, and thanks for the
Always,
conversation.
yes. Pernell, say goodbye to Vin.
Yeah, Vin, you need to get all the workers together, man, like what we did that Sunday evening, because it needs
We had a
worker.
meeting
It needs
at the end
worker
of
pressure.
January.
Even if you're concentrating the thousands that are working for institutions
I want
and
a class
government.
action. Thanks very much, Vin. All the best. Vincent
All the
Morrison, President of UCASE, on this vexed issue of justice in Jamaica. When we come back, Ambassador Curtis Ward talks about foreign policy as it affects Jamaica, as Jamaica has a role to play. This is the Public Eye on the Bridge, 99 FM. Little bit later, we'll join Ambassador Curtis Ward, retired Jamaican diplomat from the United Nations, talking about foreign policy. I'm very concerned about what's keeps on coming from the Middle East and elsewhere in the world where Jamaica's foreign policy used to have a word, but where we apparently don't see the need to or don't feel able to do anymore. Had a concern, though, I wanted to discuss with Pernell in a few minutes before then. This week, we had the capture on the wharf in Jamaica of a huge cache of arms, guns and ammunition.
Yeah.
And here we have a the police find it and announce it, but there are no arrests. So when there's a barrel or a container with 69 guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, that's a big money. And then we said to the Americans, please try and stop people from your country sending these things to Jamaica. What kind of weak nonsense is this? We're no better than that?
No, but hold on now. Hold on. There's another angle to it.
Tell me.
Why nobody is arrested here?
I wonder.
Why you didn't say,
Why I didn't...
watch it?
Yeah, watch it. Me
hold
too.
on, hold on.
Yeah.
I have an answer to that.
You do?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they knew it was coming and it was advised from America.
Right.
Look out, this is coming.
Yeah.
And nobody come to collect.
Right.
So you can't stay there watching make one come out. Because one come out is a killer.
So...
But you have to grab all. But I'm sure it's a cooperative operation between foreign and local that they can know to go and collect it.
Yes.
When nobody is collecting. So the other man, them not collecting anyhow.
So who in control of the
Oh, you
place?
know they don't watch it for 3 weeks.
So who in control of the place?
Control of what? The wharf?
The wharf? Who in control?
No.
You know, my
explain that. I don't understand what you mean.
No. You tell me that if it is there, you can't watch it until somebody come for it. You think the people who send it going to make 69 guns and 10,000 round ammunition sit down forever on the wharf?
Yeah, you don't think that people who tell them it is coming advise them?
Sure.
And they advise more man and
No, I have no doubt that can happen. I have no doubt also, I'm sorry to say this.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like somebody inside mix up in it. There's too much going on. Why is it that not one, please correct me, please God, if I'm wrong, but with the terrible scourge of firearms that are coming into this country, endless amount of bullets, endless amount of guns, yes? I do not remember one conviction for a gun dealer, a gun runner. Not one.
Well, because it's not a gun dealer who is coming to. It's coming to gangs and all of this.
So wait, no.
So
wait,
hold on,
no.
no.
If there somebody's paying for that, you know, that has been some rotten money.
Hold on.
So we're if even that person is abroad, we not can catch one of them. American Interpol and FBI and all our contacts that we say, yeah, these were very good friends of we. Yeah, we don't get none of those. No, sir, something wrong.
I don't believe that
we only get the friars.
And I pause to congratulate the operations now taking place in some of the police in Jamaica's movements. But in this one, like the Montego Bay ones,
right,
I believe that it's a cooperation between America and Jamaica, identifying, watching, nobody pick up, and have to pick up.
Well,
I don't believe that you just walk from Kingston, go down to the port, go find
I'm not saying
69
that.
down.
I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that it appears that apart from the 1-1 consignments that are captured, there seems to be the ability to bring arms and ammunition into Jamaica. Yes, and we never get to the ground, to the root of it as to where it is coming from. And if you don't do that, it's very important to collect 65 guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition and any other find. But what we know is that there are more and more guns on the street.
But you also know that it comes from America. And you also know that that somebody must have told the Jamaican that it there, that they can't forget it.
And then when I hear Earl Moxham, a highly regarded journalist, last night on the television, speaking to some lady who is American State Department official that comes to discuss these matters with our government, yes, she gives the man 6 for a 9. She don't say nothing. She don't give us no comfort whatever.
So let me answer a question. Do you think that she was going to be able to come here and tell you internal statements?
But what I know is that what she has done, what her whether she can talk the full talk or not, yeah, that we are going to get no help from them. We have to deal with it ourselves.
You realize that it is Jamaican government has to go into America to beg them to set up something to tell us when it coming that we can find it.
But I'm not going to do it.
But they've done 1 or 2.
No, where it is.
Because still, more guns are still coming.
Well, that's the whole point. So
in other words, it's not one cache that we're going to find.
No, well, there's not one cache that's coming in. Anyway, that's a broader issue. Ambassador Ward, hello, welcome home.
Well, hello, how are you?
We're well, thank you. Pernell and I are anxious to have a chat with you.
Well, it's always a pleasure talking with you, gentlemen.
Ambassador Curtis Ward, retired representative of Jamaica at the United Nations. Ambassador, here's the main concern. I am we all are appalled at the carnage that continues to go on in Gaza, and the callousness of certain countries in respect of it. The Americans, the United States, vetoed a resolution yesterday, was it, and have come up with some alternative. The net effect is that there's still war going on there, people dying and in abundance. The Jamaican government has been, as far as I know, very silent on the matter. What should we say or do? What is expected of us? What would be meaningful for us to do?
Well, for one thing, it is very uncharacteristic of Jamaica not to be speaking out very strongly about the humanitarian situation and the war crimes that are being committed in Gaza.
Yeah.
And not only speaking out as a nation, but leading the entire CARICOM region in this regard. That is what Jamaica would have done years ago. What is happening in Gaza defies all aspects of humanity. South Africa took Israel to the International Court of Justice to determine whether genocide was being committed in Gaza. And there's no question in my mind that acts of genocide have been taking place in Gaza. The Convention on Genocide is very clear. And every act that is set out in the provisions of that convention are happening in Gaza. So
we have to call a spade a spade. Soon after October 7, 2023, I was one of the first to come out and condemn the act of terrorism which Hamas carried out. I did not hesitate to do so. Soon after that, when I saw the response of the Israelis, I warned in one of my articles that Israel will be crossing the line. And war crimes, I've written about the war crimes and genocide and so on, and it has only gotten progressively worse. And this is not something that anyone who cares about humanity can be silent.
So you say it is uncharacteristic for Jamaica to be silent. I am thinking of the late Right Honorable Hugh Lawson Shero. This was he defended Mr. Siaga. I remember in Parliament sitting there in admiration when Nelson Mandela came. Others of similar strength, Michael Manley. Why is it that we have changed now and that we do not, for our own dignity, condemn the murderousness that is going on? For our own dignity. We cannot stop the guns, but at least we can affirm the sanctity of life, which if you don't have the sanctity of life, man, you don't have anything.
Would you be correct in saying that the Jamaican government has not said anything about Gaza?
They called for
and after that,
yes,
in cooperation with other countries at the United Nations,
yes,
haven't they called for the slaughtering of the people to stop?
I'm unaware of that, and I'm certainly aware that any such action, apart from an initial call for a ceasefire, after all the bungling before, that the certainly the public of this country do not feel that the government of Jamaica is strongly in favor of the preservation of life of the Palestinian people, as much as they condemn the attack on the Israelis.
I have to disagree with you.
Tell me now. You think it's a strong position?
No, I think it's an unfair position. I think that the government came out when they first attacked Israel, and they joined with other countries in calling on the Israelis to stop. So you can't say that they have not done what you are asking that they should do harder. I mean, maybe not be as hard as you, maybe not hit the ground as fast as you, but they have done that on my behalf.
Ambassador, what's your thought?
I have not seen any statement coming out of Jamaica that fits the situation in Gaza. I've seen, even at the UN, where they have called for humanitarian relief.
Jamaica has called for humanitarian relief. Okay.
Yeah, as part of the resolution that they approved, not the one that they didn't vote on, the next one after that.
Yeah.
But calling for humanitarian relief, that resolution did not use the word genocide. It called for humanitarian relief and the protection of lives. That's a different situation than to say the lives that are being taken and the situation under which are being taken is an international crime. That is not what the resolution, in effect, was saying. But I have a more, outright outlook on the situation, because when I look back, you mentioned Hugh Lawson Shero. As Deputy Prime Minister, he went to the United Nations, and out of a speech he made concerning human rights.
Yes.
International Human Rights Day is now being proclaimed and celebrated around the world.
Yes.
It started with Hugh Shero.
Yes.
And every Jamaican government,
Proud of him.
fought against apartheid in South Africa.
Proud of
Everyone.
them. Yes.
Going back to Premier Norman Manley.
Sure.
You know, so but the point I was trying to make also, Ronnie, is that Jamaica has always been in the leadership
Sure.
on these issues. When I was going to the UN as Deputy Permanent Rep and Ambassador to go on the Security Council, and I met with then Prime Minister P.J. Patterson, and one of the last things he said to me, Jamaica must at all times defend humanitarian issues,
Yeah.
you know, and the human rights of people. That was one of the last things he said to me.
Yeah.
And when we were on the Security Council, we were in the forefront of dealing with humanitarian issues and ensuring that people were protected from these kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't see that now. I don't see that urgency
No.
in many places, and I certainly don't see it in Jamaica.
To me, what I see is us watching what the Americans may take exception to, and deciding that we are going to follow them. Clock.
Yeah, but you know, Ronnie, it's easy for you to say that
Very
statement
easy, sir.
because yes,
Very
because
easy.
because you're not. You're,
Acknowledge that.
I think that the
If there's-
government has to balance itself
So tell us how the balance
internationally.
They're not doing
and
it.
other-
They're
how
not
many-
doing it for
how-
themselves. You know, they're
how
doing
ma-
it for us.
How many other countries don't do what you're saying?
That wouldn't comfort me. We have principle, and we mentioned every one of this. You know how I was proud. I remember sitting in Parliament and hearing Mr. Siaga remember how Sir Alexander Bustamante confronted President Malan of South Africa during the apartheid and at one of the Commonwealth heads of government, and said to him, "I will not shake your swarthy hand until you let my people go." My God, man, that is what Marcus Garvey meant when he said that black people, conscious people, supposed to have a backbone, not a wishbone.
But there have been several leaders with wishbone that pass on. You can only find Buster.
I can quote others.
And hold on, you know that, and they laugh at Buster. You know,
Weak.
some of our own people in Jamaica
Compromised.
laugh at Buster when he
Weak,
said that.
compromise, looking something, sit down at the back door, the kitchen door. Cha, no leadership in CARICOM.
In the corridors.
Yeah. No, we're better than that, sir. We're better than that.
Ambassador, as far as I'm concerned,
Yes.
I think that Jamaica has done something. They have not done the leadership thing that you're talking about, Ronnie, but they have been participating in what we think is the best thing for the rest of the world. So I have to live with that. And wish that more Bustamante and Shearer was here at this time on both sides, you know. So
No, well, you know,
what happened.
so when Pretty Face and Fancy Talk can't take through this, you know, this principal thing, lives are being lost, Ambassador Ward. The thing is terrible. Nobody, you can't speak about the right to life and love of life in Jamaica. And get young people particularly who see through all of this pretense. Yes, you can't do that when in fact it is happening on an international scale where you could have some positive influence, some moral force. Jamaica is not a powerful armed force country, but we have morals, and we must stand up for morals. And life is morals.
And the morality you're talking about would have done what?
The morality of government would have called in the Israeli ambassador to Jamaica and said, "We wish to protest your government's action. We think it is disproportionate. We acknowledge your your right to self-defense. But we feel that what is going on now, from all reports, is atrocious and amounts to genocide, crimes against humanity, which we, Jamaica, stand fully against, and quote all of the things that we have done." Ambassador Ward, is that too much?
Ronnie, you are living in an era of Michael Manley and P.J. Patterson who are willing to stand up in the face of the big power pressure. We don't have that anymore. Have you forgotten Pompeo's visit to Jamaica? I don't want to bring up those things, you know, Ronnie, but, you know, there's a history now that we're we're establishing, which is not doing us any credit globally. Trust me.
Mukimasa.
And what are we getting out of that? Nothing really.
Nothing.
All we have managed to do, we have managed to divide CARICOM. We've managed to abdicate our responsibilities as a regional leader. We've abdicated our responsibility as humanitarians and defenders of human rights. We've look, on the International Court of Justice, who has been weighing these decisions, is a Jamaican.
Yes.
But
Mr. Justice Robinson.
is a Jamaican of the other cloth.
And what have they said?
Oh, he has been unanimous. The decisions of the International Court of Justice on the genocide issue up to this point have been unanimous. And he is one of those justices that have voted to send a warning to Israel.
Yeah, perhaps not as strong an action as some wanted, but I certainly think that it is significant. The Gazans themselves, Palestinians themselves think.
But something new has come on the line.
Decision.
Yeah, and
Still
also
a provisional decision.
Sure, and I would have wanted my country to associate itself formally with the South African plaintiffs, petitioners. They did not do so.
And several countries have.
Several countries have, and we have not. Why? We have no. The only power we have, yes, is not suck up to anybody else. The only power we have is moral power to stand up for strong Judeo-Christian principles of the right to life and the value of each human person and the opportunities and purposes that go with citizenship anywhere. That's what we have.
At least one.
Ambassador,
You're right.
Something lately has come over the year about America's position towards the stopping of the bombings and so forth.
A new resolution.
Tell us what is that now? Where are we on that?
You mean in Gaza?
Pernell is referring to the so-called amendment that's being proposed to the Security Council by the United States that calls for the humanitarian pause, 6 months.
Yes. 6 months.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. I'm
I
sorry.
think 6 weeks. But no, the U.S. has been working very hard, publicly as well as behind the scenes, to get Israel to moderate its position in Gaza. The U.S. President Biden had expressed serious disagreement with the idea of Israel going into Rafah. But what the U.S. has not gone all the way on is a total ceasefire.
But Mr. Ambassador Boyd, excuse me, sir. You can't persuade me of that, you know. The United States has done all of that, but at the same time are providing the very weapons that continue to bomb the Palestinians. How'd that go? I want you to please stop there saying. But at the same time, here is another.
They have to silence the weapons.
Here's another shipment of guns and ammunition. Ambassador Ward, beg you, sir, hold the line. Let me just take the break, and when we come back, could you please answer that, and then we'll move on to Haiti. Thanks for being with us on the bridge. We're talking with Ambassador Curtis Ward. Ambassador, thank you for your patience. We know you have to leave us at 1:45. But in the meantime, can you please, what is the situation in Haiti now? What we seem to have this atrocious stalemate where Jamaica is encouraging reconciliation and progress in Haiti, end of hostilities, over 1,000 people killed in January alone. And at the same time, despite that, the utter mayhem that they're acknowledging, every time a Haitian puts foot on Jamaican soil in a boat, we hurry up and send him right back into the fire that them come from. What is this, sir? Where's the principle there?
You know, there are many contradictions in all of this. But can I just answer the question you asked?
Yes, I'm so sorry, sir. Please. Yeah.
Right. Because there is huge contradiction in what the U.S. is saying and what the U.S. is doing. And I think one of the issues that is causing all this problem is that the U.S. as much as Israel wants to get rid of Hamas, what the U.S. disagrees with at the moment is the methodology, the way Israel is going about doing it. So there's contradiction, yes, huge contradiction, but there also have similar objectives when it comes to Hamas. But let me look at Haiti for a moment, because it is one of the most troubling things in our hemisphere right now. And I see where we ourselves in Jamaica contradict ourselves by saying we want to resolve what's going on in Haiti, acknowledging the humanitarian crisis in Haiti, but at the same time, when we have an opportunity to extend a hand to Haitians who are fleeing that humanitarian crisis, we not only turn our back on them, we kick them out of Jamaica. You know, and it is not as if there's a flood of Haitians that are unmanageable. And the minimum we should be doing, Ronnie, is to afford them the opportunity to apply for asylum.
So,
you know, and there are assistance that are available internationally when you are dealing with refugees and asylees. So I cannot understand Jamaica's policy towards Haitians who land in Jamaica.
well,
Are you satisfied that some of the Asians who land in Jamaica, not just land so? Some were sent here, some were sent for.
how do you know when you send them back in 3 hours?
But
you don't know it's who?
But Ronnie, isn't there a law that governs people who arrive in a country?
Yes, sir. You must. If they apply for asylum, yes.
If you apply for asylum.
Sure. So because they don't speak the
But
language,
you must,
them can do that in three hours.
Pernell,
Yes.
Pernell, when they land here, they must be advised that they can apply for asylum. They're not being advised to do that. Even those NGOs who try to see them,
They're denied a lawyer.
are kept away from them. And the other thing, who has shown any evidence, any fact to justify that statement you just made, Pernell, that they were sent to Jamaica? I haven't seen anybody provide any evidence on that.
Well, the statement has been made, and I agree with you. There's no evidence published to say that some of them were here already and went back for some, and that some are here that shouldn't be here.
No,
but overall, the problem in Haiti, and I don't think we should use this to detract from our commitment to help the people who are suffering in Haiti.
Yeah.
Right? And, a boatload with 13 or 15 people landed here. It's maybe symbolic, but the problems in Haiti has to be handled internationally. It can't be just 2 boatload of men come and kill off 4 people and then go back. In fact, we don't know what happened to those who have been sent back.
Come on, Pernell, don't say that.
Yes.
Don't say that, because who they kill off? What they do? They come here.
No, I don't say they come. No, I don't. I hope I didn't give you that impression. I said they send here to kill people here. I didn't make that statement. I said when they go back, I don't know what has happened to them. We haven't had any report as to those who have been sent back. What hold them falling and.
We won't have any report because there's no way of tracking them. But the whole point is, they are fleeing. I don't want to call it persecution. They are fleeing environments which are no longer habitable, where they can't survive. And we're talking here not just men. We're talking about women and children.
But sir,
in these groups.
What we are doing is doing to those people, yes, that which we would be appalled and we would reject if it were done to our people, if when they are trying in the same similar circumstances to get into another country. If the host of Jamaicans who cross the border in the Rio Grande, yes, or find themselves in some circumstance getting into the United States, at least they are offered some measure of legal protection while their claims are dealt with. Yes, so we refuse to do unto others what we would want them to do to ourselves, and we say that we are righteous people.
And really, we chat here, and none of us come forth to make a presentation on these people when they land in Portland. People in Portland feed them.
No, sir, sorry. Yeah.
Nobody, no lawyers.
No, with respect, I have to correct you.
Yeah.
The lawyers are refused to the ability to speak to the Haitians. The passport and immigration people refuse to permit lawyers to do that. It is iniquitous what we're doing. It is sinful.
They're not giving access.
No,
sinful.
I must confess that I never heard of that.
It has been, indeed.
That there are people who attempted to speak to them as part of representation.
No, you can't talk to these people. We're dealing with them. No. No, it is. We do not understand the level of iniquity that is being carried on in this and in so many other areas.
What happened to the first set of people who came and
them still pending?
Somebody is representing them.
Yeah, but
because they got to those, and after that first set. The government decided to
lockdown.
deny access to those who came afterwards.
Yeah. Freedom of imagination.
But look, Jamaica is committed on one hand, but takes back on the other. They are committed to help Haiti, but they are not showing that by showing humanitarian concerns for the very few, who escape and come to Jamaica. All I'm saying, they should be given access to lawyers. They should be given opportunity to apply for asylum. It doesn't mean they're going to be granted asylum, because there are certain standards that they have to prove. And maybe they don't qualify. But
at least they follow the law.
For God's sake, give them a chance.
But before you go, clear point, Ambassador Ward. Tell me though, what do you think is going to happen in Haiti? What's the outcome? Where is the next step? Because the international community seems to have frozen into some kind of stalemate, and I'm not sure where there is hope for that nation. What do you think?
Well, I'm hoping that the Kenyans are able to deploy, because the multinational security stability mission needs to get underway. That's going to be a start. But the political situation has to be worked out. And right now, there's quite a bit of a stalemate on that. And this is where CARICOM, eminent persons group, had been putting in an effort.
Yes, of which former Prime Minister Golding was a part.
Right, and they should not give up on that effort.
Yeah, well, that's the hope, because but what I don't see and regret is I don't see the leadership within the Caribbean region. I mean, the fact that Kenya is prepared to offer assistance is almost whoa. Kenya's on the other side of the world. Glad for them if they can, but doubt because of their court, the constitution or the ramifications that can be soon. In the meantime, another 1,000 Haitians are likely to be slaughtered during the month of February and ongoing, because the situation is aggravating.
Yes, no, the Kenyan situation, I believe, is going to be resolved before long. I
hope you're right, but even so, the initiative from those closest by, from Jamaicans, from CARICOM generally, from Cuba, from the Bahamas, it seems to me it needs to be reworked, needs to be dealt with far more sharpness and alacrity than has been the case now. Our foreign ministry has no balls.
Yeah,
Ambassador Curtis Ward.
Literally.
Don't press me.
What about the others who are aspiring?
Thanks. If they take the same position, the same description would apply. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Always a pleasure to have you. Ambassador Curtis Ward, former deputy representative from Jamaica at the United Nations, or ready consultant on matters to do with foreign affairs. So important for our nation. Mr. Charles,
yes.
Just to acquaint our diaspora audience, elections are at hand. How do you see the issues, or how do you see the results looking? There's a great deal of activity. I've been impressed at what apparently are the interests of people. You mentioned that you thought that it might local government polls have been minority turnout in recent times. But this time, for whatever reason, we discussed that.
Well, for one reason.
Yes.
That the political leadership,
yeah.
the parties are more stressing beyond local government.
Yes.
So whatever comes out of local government should be a reflection on what's going to come out of general election.
Mm-hmm.
And so I expect that we'll have more than 28% of the people, will probably have another 10%.
Another 10%.
Yes.
But that still is a minority, isn't it?
Well, it has always been a minority for a long time.
For local government
For
elections.
local government, yes.
But, well, okay. Are there any historical parallels? There was a local government election in 1985, or did I remember? And it was said that presaged what took place in 1989. I'm not sure I follow that argument. But what I do know is that this appears to be a big money election.
Ronnie, you've been a member of parliament. You have been a campaign person in an area, a rough part, rougher than mine. Kingston is always rougher than Clarendon. Where is the money? This money thing that the people talking about, buying votes. How do one get to that?
How did we get to it?
Well, you've been saying it.
No, but I mean, there's no doubt.
How does one buy vote?
You give people the money and you said, I'm counting on you to come out for me, or I'm counting on you to stay home.
You believe some man pay a man to stay home?
Yes, sir. I don't believe, I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Well,
I know from credible sources.
A man shouting me to ask you how you know.
Yeah. I'm completing the sentence from credible sources. Even if, I mean,
I won't ask you if you know
you
anybody
don't
who have done it.
You don't think that happens?
No, I don't think that a man could pay a man to stay home.
Really?
No.
Uh-huh.
I think you could pay him to vote for you.
Yes.
I don't think you pay him to stay home.
Okay. Well.
I mean, based on my experience. Right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, a man who said to me, boss, me can't come out and come in. I don't have no money. I don't have no transport. So like what thing when we come? And you say, well, what? Again, is buy a vote?
Yes.
But you're not sure who I'm going to vote for?
No. But you
I don't understand.
No,
why you think
but you have a fair chance.
Most people who are buying votes are who are paying others to pay votes, they don't vote for them. I've told you about the man who I went to his house, knock on his gate, and him asked his daughter, which one of them out there? Him said the labourer and said, bring the green shirt, come. And he put on the green shirt and come and talk to me. And I asked what happened. The man said, boy, when a PNP man come, put on the PNP man shirt. Yes, sir?
So the people have...
And guess what? Him don't vote.
Okay, but the people then have understood how to play. For what reason? Because they know money running.
Ronnie.
Isn't that so? Let us face it. The system is heavily compromised.
My man is asking, money never run in your constituency.
If money run?
If money never run in your constituency.
I'll tell you what I had to do. To get anybody to work, you had to pay them money. It's one of the most, the worst thing.
No. If a man come to tell us, boy, you have no food and want to come out for an election, about things up.
Yes.
And him beg money, I can tell him no?
I personally never did it, but I do know that funds...
done on your behalf,
indeed.
though.
And people call corner men. yes, would get a certain money, and that this would encourage them to keep the peace, and or to go in a certain direction, to give encouragement rather than discouragement.
Encouragement. No. The man on the corner, when you give him money, him say, everybody else says, tweet you vote for, you know. If you not tweet, you vote, then not come back and say, you know.
Okay, so that's encouragement. It's very,
That's what?
very raw.
The corner money is encouragement.
Yeah.
Then that's not by a vote.
Yes, and therefore I'm saying to you that the system is cracked. The system cannot fix the way it is. You cannot deal with it. So
And because the system is cracked, it encourages all of us to work with the crack.
So
and work in the crack.
well, you're extending my metaphor very aptly. The fact of the matter is that what is involved it does not inure to the benefit of the people. It inures to the preservation or the accession to power of a few. But it does not benefit. It is not the best way for us to deal with this. And we can do better, but as you have repeatedly said, it requires some measure of jointure. Why don't we simply face our reality that the political system that we have inherited, that you and I have been a part of, we don't regret being a part of it. I certainly don't, and I know you don't. Yes, that it is not as serviceable as it could be if, in fact, we were to face the realities of how it has been undermined, how it is being undermined. And I see this election as the same thing.
Somebody must ask you a question. Is there a country that is operating a political system now that you wish that Jamaica was like, and you'd like to work Jamaica towards that country?
You know, I could trot out other countries, the Scandinavian countries. There are Asian countries that do better or appear to do better. But the comparison doesn't influence me. You know, I know what we are capable of. It never was. It never had to. It wasn't always this way.
You're run from the question.
Yes, indeed. It doesn't have to be this way.
You're run from the question.
Yeah, but the question wouldn't help.
The big things around us is America, Britain, Canada.
So what you're saying? Do you believe that?
No. I'm not saying. I'm asking.
So we must.
I want you to give me an answer.
Yes. All right. So
I don't want you to say, but I'm saying that because they are that we should.
Let me answer you. Let me say that I do not know of any other country where this is not done. Okay?
Okay.
But if that is the case, where does that take our argument? We are different people. We are a discrete set of people. And we can be. We can be. This is the sadness that we have as veterans of the political system. That what it can be, it is not, and that it compromises people who engage in ways that it should not. And when we are honest about this, yes, then we can begin to correct it.
I'm going to give you a little credit. You talk nice.
Okay.
But I'm not sure that you and I are able to walk the talk. Because it's not only that the pressure out there prevent us from, but the people around us call us hypocrites if you go with that. Eh?
So what's the answer?
The answer
Just carry on the way we're doing.
We still have to work the ground, work the corner.
With the 38%.
Eh?
And we just carry on with the 38% turning out and the increasing amount of money. You can't run. Let's just be honest with ourselves. To run a parish council division now and win, you must have $4 million at least.
$4 million.
Yeah, man. That's an anecdotal figure that I come to.
You mean for the candidate to have that money?
Yeah, man.
No, we don't get that from.
But you can do it for less. When you have to pay your workers, when you have to pay your runners, when you have to pay for your campaign, all of those different things, as well as do some of this greasing, lubrication that you speak of. We have to go
Don't jump over that one, because that is the most important of all of what you have said. That is the only one that's going to get the vote. If you don't grease him on palm, him not marking the X.
Colonel Charles, what are you saying? And then you're skying your eye when I say $4 million is minimum.
No. Oh, you said minimum?
No,
Why did I-
average. Average. Plenty man spending much more than that.
Well,
And the only good thing about it is that it is putting some liquidity in the system, and some people who never have nothing can get something, even if through that means. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
you know something. Sometimes you bother me. You know, you're against it. It shouldn't be done, but it helps, so it's good.
But everything has more than one side, you know, sir.
Lord have mercy. PNP one side, JP one side.
What do you think is going to be the outcome on Monday?
I will not guess, and I will not express my hope publicly. But
you can reply to me. Yeah. My feeling is that the JLP has superior money and is likely to prevail in terms of the number of parish council seats. They won't get as many as they did last time because there's a general sense that that it's time now for a change. It's been 2 terms, a long parish council tenure, longer than usual. As you know, the election has been postponed. And so whatever they get, whatever they don't get, will be a victory for or an advance to the People's National Party. But elections have become so monetized now that I don't see... I see the party with the greatest resources, whether they are the right people or not, always winning or most often winning.
Well, a little man called me and said that him is giving me something to say on the platform.
Right.
So I know how him don't go to big school. Him not even go to high school.
Yeah.
Him say, Mr. Charles, them man they in the 18 and a half years and they say time come. I am telling you, Mr. One is just at the 8 years. So him said to them, time not come for you. Time done for you. Yeah. Time come, not time come. Yeah. Time done. Yeah. Your time up. For the time being.
Well, that's a nice slogan, but...
time come, no, time done.
No, but when you finish with the slogans, Mr. Charles, what do you think is the sense of the people? What do you pick up? Are they satisfied? They're not.
Ronnie, if I've been here for a while.
Me too.
And I don't know of any time that I've ever been satisfied.
Sure. Well, this is it. I think you end up with the same...
The point is this, that
same view that
should they be a little more satisfied? Yes, they are a little more. Some are a little more satisfied because
the money will cure that.
Hold on, let me give 10 seconds. I'm still saying.
Yeah.
I have never seen so many women driving car in Jamaica.
Yeah.
From my born, more women never have own cars in Jamaica. Yeah. But what that has happened? I don't know what time they reach work in the morning because at 8 o'clock. You have a bumper to bumper. And then by 4 o'clock, you have bumper to bumper. So it's between 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock production. And so every time I see it, I say, Ronnie, wait, I hope you know this because I'm going to say, everything else is happening. I said, production. So I have presented a way to look at production.
Okay.
And I go back to the big boys who have gone long ago. Yeah. Why do you think piecework started?
Yes. Okay.
Piecework started because they wanted production.
To encourage production.
Right?
Yes. Well,
job work started for production.
Let's watch it.
I got to work on it and tell you how it can work. Last thing, quickly.
Yes.
Do you think we have to have, that we can have 2 to a time and from a time to
2 shifts?
2 shifts a day?
Well, it would
increase production, it would increase
employment.
And so you get up from 5:30.
But then security
and 5,
is an
6,
issue.
7, 8, 9, 10,
Yes.
11. By 2:30 you're out.
Yes.
Somebody's from 2 to 3.
But your machines will be working.
Machines will be working.
Yes. There's some sections where the BPO industry and others, I believe, are doing this, and there's more the thought. Let's work on those things.
Yeah,
let's do so jointly, and let's see what next week brings for us. Thank you so much for today, sir. Interesting program.
So hold on, no, you still haven't told me how many seats you're going to win.
No, I couldn't do that. I have no idea. What I have a general view.
That more people going to vote for you this time.
More people will vote for the PNP this time, but I
Yes,
think
yes.
the Labour Party
But you
will
don't know
still,
if
will still prevail.
they will catch up with how much vote for the JLP.
No, I
Well,
don't
I
think they
tell us
will.
quickly. I see the Prime Minister is out there. And I don't see if any Prime Minister have done what he's doing.
Okay.
No, but he made a point. He said by going out there,
Yeah.
he has discovered a lot of things that local government ought to do,
Yeah.
should do,
Yeah.
and he's going to work
Well,
on
that's
it.
a very good speech on his behalf. Thank you, Mr. Charles, and thank you to all our listeners. Jeff, greetings and salutations to you. This is a Public Eye. We'll come back next week if life is spared. See you then. This is A Bridge 99. Stay tuned.